Greyhound Gold is brought to you by Digital Greyhound Racing. Their NFT racing game has recently launched and is currently in the trialling stage, meaning you can purchase a dog and start racing now. To find out more, head over to betnft.run.
G'day punters, welcome to another edition of Greyhound Gold. My name's Brett Honey and we're back again for another week. Surprise, surprise, Hayden King. How are you, mate?
I'm shocked I've got the invite back, but
a few were.
Yeah, and that will be an audible sigh going across the nation when they're viewing this. But I am back in action. I was a little bit disappointing last week. My declaration didn't really come to fruition, but I'll bounce.
You did have some friends in that area. I certainly was singing for my supper on Sunday, but we go again. Hopefully we can find the cash this week. But before we do that, we'll head back to our run of the week. Last week it was the final of the Anniversary Cup. It was taken out by Amplify. She was sensational here. She absolutely speared the lids, carved over from box 7, and really there was not a lot behind her. West on Governor began well from box 1, wanted to get up the track. Hinto was able to bury through from box 2, was eventually able to take the rail, swept underneath West on Governor. The rest of them really never got into it. Amplify just out in the arm in a world of her own, went all the way. Hinto was a really good performance there in second, never gave it up. He's going really well at the moment, Hinto. West on Governor was back in third, Robotnik fourth. There was some really impressive sectionals here. 5:43 early, 18:24 up the back, 11:25 home, 29:49 overall. This was a very, very impressive performance by Amplified on Saturday night, Hayden, and we see her step up to 600 this Saturday night.
Yeah, it was a brilliant taking performance. She got that unimpeded run across. She really wanted to get to the rail as she does in customary style, but as soon as she got across without getting touched,
game over.
Yeah, that was it. That was all she wrote. And 29:49 out on the arm is a time that none of those dogs are ever going to be able to catch her. So it was fairly simple stuff if you took the short odds.
Yep, for sure. Congratulations to all involved there with Amplified, and yep, we'll certainly be seeing her on the winners list for weeks to come. Let's go to Mandurah now. Hopefully we can find a few winners for you. My best bet, race 10, number 1, West on Mort. I'm a big fan of this dog, Hayden. I like what he's about. He gets on the arm and he runs time. He's gone 27.5 in the past. Just from box 1 here, I don't think there's any dogs here in 2, 3, 4 or 5 that can really match him early. Just see him getting on the arm, see him going 27.5, and that would be very hard to beat. He's a dog on the up, West on Mort. I much prefer him at Mandurah to Cannington. He was only fair, to be honest, last start at Cannington, but yeah, you see those times there, close to free for all times there for West on Mort. Expect him to getting the cash there Friday night. For a bit of value, I'm going to be taking on Crumble Manelli here, who's been going really quick over this 405-metre trip, but race 7, number 8, No Limit Needed, is no slouch here. She's very good, and she's not as one-dimensional over the 405 metres. She can run on. She went, mid-2250s, coming from second 3 or 4 starts ago, with Rubidium in 7, who likes to get over towards the fence, has early speed. Woodfire in box 1, showing up early. That just might put a little bit more pressure on Cromanelli and what he's been facing in some of these lower grades to date. If No Limit Needed gets into a striking position here, she's going to be very, very hard to beat. So yeah, she more so a next best really, but race 7, number 8, No Limit Needed to go. Race 10, number 1, West on Mortar. How about yourself Friday night at Mandurah?
Is that you? No Limit Needed, just unlimited chips in.
I've got no chips left after Zarbel last week, Hayden, but hopefully we can get a bit of a bank with West on Mortar, and then I'll have a sizable wager.
Can we get a loan from someone?
Oh, there'll be some people out there with cash. Maybe they backed Amplified on Saturday and they've got a bit. Hopefully we can maybe give them a call.
Yeah, well, they collected the interest, so maybe they can give you the interest. Now,
fingers crossed.
I'm going race 4, number 8, Destruction. He was excellent last week over the 490. He was superb the week before over the 405. Now he comes back to the 405, which is a little bit quirky, but he just needs to stay in touch early if he's close enough. He does have that early box speed, so if he remains in touch with, say, a Bones McCoy, I think he'll be able to overpower them late. He's proven in recent weeks that he's getting somewhere back near his best, and I like what I'm seeing. Box number 8 gives him that time to build up momentum into the first turn as well. So race 4, number 8, Destruction, my best. And in terms of a bit of value, race 9, number 8, I'm keeping with the pink flavour, Sunny Side Boy. Just needs that little bit of luck in the mid stages, I guess, where he can build that momentum up. But if he does, he's got a pretty quick turn of foot and he'll be pretty hard to hold out, and box 8 I think gives him that opportunity as well to get that room with no dogs to his outside. So race 9, number 8, Sunnyside Boy, place heavy.
Like it. Like it. Keeping it safe there, Hayden, and pretty in pink this Friday night as well. Shout out to you, David Short. Hope you're going well, mate. Let's turn our attention to Cannington on Saturday night. My best bet, race 6, number 2, Rumbling Moment. Joe Daly's done a wonderful job with this particular chaser. Got on the arm last week and went 29.84. There were some good dogs behind him as well. You know, the likes of Ben Mayo, who's just starting to work into a bit of form. Look, Bellotti Manelli is in this race. Just concerned about his box manners at the moment. He was a really good winner on Saturday night. In fairness, the time wasn't there, but from where he came from, it was a good run. But when we got a dog here that can run 29.84 out the arm, not a lot of mistakes to be had here. So with that, a little bit of early speed here and not a lot of early speed around him, I think Rumble Moment can go back to back here and get a city win under his belt. For a bit of value, race 10, number 2, Sunset Louis. Now, the Enigma, Lentil Manelli, is in this race. It's a very, very fast dog. If we see the best of Lentil Manelli, he wins. But there's a few questions there, and Sunset Louis, I just think he's starting to put it all together. He's a very fast dog. He's trialled around that 29.85 time. He was a really good run home last week in 11.22. He was weaving his way through the field. That was one of the better performances I've seen on race night by Sunset Louis. From box 2, should hard jump on the inside and will certainly give a fair bit of cheek there. So race 10, number 2, Sunset Louis, to go with race 6, number 2, Rumbling Moment. The checks for me on Saturday night.
Well, I've got another question. Do you eat vegetables?
Nah, I'm not one for vegetables,
Well,
as you know.
Yeah, well, you've gone against Borlotti Manelli, you've gone against Lentil Manelli, so
Borlotti
clearly...
a vegetable.
It's a bean, mate. The whole litter is beans. Full of beans, David Hobby.
Well, there you go. Well, hopefully I'm full of cash on Saturday night, depending on results. But
Well, you won't be
yeah,
full of
vegetables,
anything
not
else.
my go, as you can see by my physique. But that's okay, Hayden. Have you got any winners for us on Saturday night?
Well, what do you think my favourite colour is?
I think you're going to go with the floss here.
Yeah. Race 9, number 8, Coco Shimmer. Now, the qualifying trial of this dog actually ran on pretty strongly late in the piece and was picking up a lot of late ground, and we saw the dog that you selected last week come out and win, and this dog followed at home, Coco Shimmer. Danny Heffernan's the one I'm speaking of.
Go, Danny.
Yeah, and he was picking up a lot of late ground in the trial and then just got checked out of it out the back. That was my fear there first time at the races last week. This week, small field, I think Coco Shimmer can sit close. I think it'd be very hard to hold out. Race 9, number 8. Then I'm going to roll over. Well, I'm actually going to roll back. So, Back to the Future, Marty McFly. 8-7, Youthful Spirit. Now, just needs to avoid any kind of interference from the 8 early. I've been with the 8 all throughout this episode. Now I'm just worried about the 8 because Youthful Spirit does tend to use a little bit of the track, so just needs to avoid any kind of interference early. And if he can position up close to the speed, we know he's pretty strong, so I'm expecting Youthful Spirit to take some beating there. That's race 8, number 7.
Sensational. So a couple there in the 380s and the maiden there for Hayden. Hopefully we can get a few winners, and it's going to be a really good weekend of chasing upcoming.
Yeah, absolutely. Looking forward to it.
Absolutely. Now, you've got to go with me here for the outro this time, because we've got another ripping weekend of chasing upcoming in WA. But make sure you tune in this time next week for another big edition of Greyhound Gold. There we go.